It's some memories to WG with Scott Levi saying goodbye. I'm off for a week's holiday. We'll catch you the week after next. See you then. Right, that's it then. Let's go on an adventure. Let's have a look at a slice of Australia's greatest river. Over 500 kilometres of it. And while we're at it, let's do something healthy like camping out under the stars. And something even healthier like riding our bikes. And to make it really exciting, let's do it with 1,600 other people. For the next 9 days, we're going to ride, party, dance, celebrate, fly high and experience the best of Outback Australia on the RTA Big Ride as we travel from Barham through to Albury on the Murray River. The RTA Big Ride attracts participants from throughout Australia and indeed the world, and the interest is continually growing. Julie Turpey from Bicycle New South Wales is the organiser of this massive event.
Oh, I think from the past years we have many people who are coming back. They know how good the event is. They spread the word to their friends.
Julie, what can they all expect this year on the ride?
Oh, from the wild to the ridiculous. We also have a really unique experience on our rest day in Malama. We have an American couple from Illinois who are getting married, and they've got 1,700 guests at their reception. So that's the way to do it, I think.
Julie, it's your first time this year as the event director. Big responsibility. How are you feeling?
Oh, excited, really looking forward to it. A little bit nervous, but I think it wouldn't be normal if you didn't have that. And we've had such a great team working at Bicycle New South Wales and the MS Society, and all our volunteers and the sponsors, the Volunteer Rescue Association, who have given us their time, knowledge and experience from the past. And we've just moved on with that, and it's been fantastic.
Looks like we're on the way. Just think, only 517 kilometres to go. This is a great way to start the ride, a very easy 36 k's from Barham to Warcool, and we've got a big party lined up tonight in Warcool. Very flat too, as you can see, the irrigation ditches. You'll put a spirit level on the ground here and it'll be perfectly flat. Everyone loves that sort of cycling. We've got a tailwind, the rain's going away, we're going to have a great time. Cyclists on this event come in all shapes and sizes, and so do their bikes. Well, here we are at our lovely little home for the night, the hamlet of Warcool. The good old Warcool football ground where many a great mark and a fabulous goal's been kicked has been transformed into a tent city.
Once the tent is set up, the majority head into the nearest watering hole and meet the locals. In Warcool, David Shannon, the mayor, is on hand to make us all welcome.
David, the population has just quadrupled or even more. What is the population of Warcool?
The population of Warcool is 250 people, and we're expecting tonight somewhere about the vicinity of 2,000 people. It is mind-boggling as far as we're concerned. We have everybody, it's brought everybody together. Not that it hasn't done before, but this is something out of the ordinary.
Just across the road is something else out of the ordinary.
Take a look at this. This is the rarely seen and very exciting sport of tent pegging, and they've put it on here for us at Warcool. Remember, terrific display. What's the origin of this sport and what's the aim of the sport?
Well, the origin of the sport is actually, it's back when they, in the Boer War, when they used to take the pegs out of the ground and collapse the tents. It's a worldwide sport, and there's a lot of teams coming up, actually to our own carnival here in Fortnite.
As night falls over the little town of Warcool, the camp drifts into slumber. A little bit of a light rain falling, just the pitter-patter of the rain on the tent to put them off to sleep tonight. A couple of the campers have taken the comfortable option though and decided to camp out in a nice comfortable motel room. Roger and Kathy from the United States of America have decided to come to Australia to get married on the Big Ride. Roger, why Australia?
Scott, I've never done anything conventional. I guess probably we thought that coming to Australia and getting married here, this would be something we'd never ever forget.
Well, it's certainly something different, and I think when you take the wedding photos back to the friends in the United States, they're going to be amazed, Kathy.
Yes, I think they will be. I think they'll get a big kick out of seeing all the different bike riders and all the community involved in this wedding of ours.
Well, Roger, the Bucks night will be pretty good too, I think.
You're going to have to tell me a little bit about this Bucks night, Scott.
It's a great Aussie tradition, and we'll fill you in when it's on, all right?
That kind of worries me just a little.
Well, you guys, you've got some big days coming up, so I'll let you get a bit of shut-eye and dream about the wedding. Could you get the light for me, please, Roger?
You Aussies are really friendly.
Well, morning of day 2, it's dawned a beautiful day. People getting ready to hit the road again. Last minute adjustments to the bike, quick stretch. That'll do, and let's hop in the saddle. Well, magnificent cycling conditions today. The temperature in the high teens, sun's out, beautiful big tailwind. A little bit of unsealed road coming up further up the way here between Warcool and Mathara. Should test us out a little bit, but I believe the council's done a lot of work grading it. The bit of rain last night should settle the dust, so we should make it through. Well, here's where the adventure part of the holiday begins, on the dirt. The council have done a pretty good job in grading this. I'm on a road bike, so I hope I can stay in the saddle. The mountain bike should be eating this up. Of course, apart from the nourishment value, lunch is just one of the many times when fellow riders get a chance to meet and start making new friends that'll last throughout the week, if not longer. Further down the road is Tracy and Mel from Newcastle, who are back for their second RTA Big Ride. What is it about it that really appeals to you?
Probably, you're riding around. A lot of people I know go overseas and stuff, and I think why? I mean, we've got a beautiful country here. Why not get out and see it?
Well, here we are at our new home for the night. After 75 k's of pretty easy riding across the plains with a bit of a tailwind, it's Mathara as the tent city springs up, and the locals tell me that Mathara is Aboriginal for windy place. With the way the flags are blowing here, I can believe it too. While riders are struggling with their tents, the rest of the camp is coming together. The behind-the-scenes backbone of the RTA Big Ride is the hardcore team of volunteers who come back year after year to help the event run. Debbie is an icon on the ride. 7 years on, what's still fresh about it? What brings you back?
Well, I began because I liked riding bikes. Since I've been working in this, I haven't had a chance to get on a bike. No volunteer gets to ride that much. It's become the attraction, the love of people, the love of this countryside, and love of more people. Being able to stand on a grandstand or on a high point on the top of a truck at the end of a day, look at the campsite, look at the cyclists coming in and saying, yeah, I played a part in all this.
While Debbie is running the camp in his own inimitable style, Michael Dada from Bicycle New South Wales starts early to keep the ride safely on track.
Well, I get up at about 4:30, 4:45, and we move out of camp at about 5:30 and move onwards to the next campsite and set up as we have here. And then we're basically here from, well, route opens at 7:30 and we expect to be open by then, and we're here until everyone gets in, which is 5 o'clock at the latest.
So Michael, the riders have got it very easy compared to you.
Oh, well, they're on holidays, you know, I'm here to work, that's my job, so I'm hoping they're enjoying themselves. I'm hoping I'm providing a safe route for them. And with all the VRA and Crest and St John Ambulance and police staff all out there helping.
Coming up, the human goanna and preparing for Roger's Bucks Night.
They haven't stuck him on the southern Aurora naked at midnight yet.
Here in Mathara, it's another small town excited about the arrival of the RTA Big Ride and proud to show off its heritage. The local Forest Protection Society is here to demonstrate the art of cutting railway sleepers. Mathara and the surrounding area has a strong history of producing sleepers from its river red gum trees. This introduction to the river red gum has taken us into the forest and to someone with a most unusual occupation.
Scott Gentle, professional tree climber. Every boy loves climbing trees. You've taken it to the nth degree, mate.
Yeah, I think sometimes it might be sort of the big kid in me still, just going to the extreme, if anything.
You do it professionally and you get a lot of work climbing trees.
Yes, I contract mainly to do forestry. I do seed collection for them. I work on mountain ash, which the average height is 50 metres. Just basically, over a year it works out I climb the Rialto probably 3-4 times a week. Mount Kosciuszko probably 12 times a year, that's up and down, and Mount Everest probably 3 times a year up and down.
The question everyone would ask you is, do you fall out of them ever?
No, it's you only get one chance up there, and I haven't used mine yet.
I tell you what, he makes it look easy, but I reckon there's a lot of strength involved in that. Young Scott Gentle, there he goes, straight up there. Here he comes. Abseiling down now. That's the fun bit. Fantastic. Brilliant effort. Scott Gentle, professional tree climber.
It's a change of pace once we get back to camp. The entertainer for the evening's going off and half the camp's up doing synchronised dancing. So what else can a line dancing legend like me do but join right in? But enough playing, there's work to be done, and Brian Sharp, the Murray Shire Mayor, has turned up to give a gift to the wedding couple.
And I'm not sure who's organising the Bucks party, but when they do get around to organising, let me know where it is. I'll certainly come along.
I'd just like to say on behalf of Kathy and myself, we're overwhelmed by the hospitality and the wonderful people of Australia. We come here thinking we would find people like this, and you haven't disappointed us, so thank you very much.
They haven't stuck him on the southern Aurora naked at midnight yet.
The tradition at every town along the RTA Big Ride is to finish the day by giving some welcome business to the local drinking establishment. All in the spirit of generous support, of course. And who am I to say no to a spirit? See, that's what happens if you're a big bore at this pub.
Well, that's day 2 over. End of another great day in the saddle. Roger, could you get the light, please?
Well, sure, Scott.
Day 3 and 72 Ks to cover today from Mathara to Moama. They tell me there's 10 Ks of dirt up the road, which was pretty grueling yesterday. I'm not really looking forward to it. But rest day tomorrow, you beauty. And we've got the Bucks party tonight for Roger. Looking forward to it.
After another good night's sleep, Roger and Kathy are back in the saddle. One of the great attractions of the RTA Big Ride is all the varied and interesting people you get to meet and talk to as you ride along.
Brett and Marie Higgins aboard their amazing bike, which has an intercom. What do you say to each other? Keep going?
Basically tells me where to go, Levi.
You know the person on the back is always in the box seat because you can't keep an eye on how hard they're pedaling, but they can look at you.
That's exactly correct, yes.
All the other cyclists love to
Helen's a freelance journalist from Sydney and she's writing stories on the ride. What can we expect? Plenty of human interest?
Lots of fun stories. And there's some great old people. There's some inspiring little young people, some 4-year-olds that I was cycling with yesterday. They're all good fun. And, you know, they're all just great spirits, I think. You know, the thing is they get on and they don't complain, and it helps you get on the bike and not complain too. So you keep on doing it.
Well, it is a little bit chilly here at the lunch stop, so we might take refuge inside the beautiful old church hall.
Walter Holweg is obviously an old hand when it comes to tickling the ivories. You had the old church hall jumping off its stumps with some impromptu honky-tonk entertainment. While participants come from all over the world to take part in this event, many Australians also travel vast distances.
Mary, as far as our Australian participants are concerned, you've come from the furthest away. Just tell us where you're from.
Karratha in far northwest WA.
That's a hell of a long way to come.
It is a long way to come, and this is the 5th year, but only the 3rd year I've come from Karratha.
You love it that much that it doesn't matter that you're as far away as you can possibly get, you'll still make the trip.
And it takes 2 days flying to get here. No, I still come back.
Fantastic.
Back on the bitumen, here's Marge Robert and Terry Gibbs.
And for people who don't or aren't aware, you've got a special challenge while you're riding too, haven't you?
Yes, I've got a passenger on the back who doesn't ride.
Oh, thanks! I might be able to see, but I can ride.
That's right. We've noticed that you're blind, obviously, and Terry here doesn't lead you astray at all, does he?
Oh, not much. He took me to the men's toilets this morning. Yes, they torment the life out of me, but still, it's all insane.
Nothing like a bit of mixed cross-dressing, is there, you know?
After catching glimpses of the mighty Murray through the River Edgums, they're very keen to get here, Moama, and we've got our rest day here, 2 days to recuperate, have a bit of fun and explore this great region.
Brian Sharp, who we met last night, is the local mayor for Murray Shire.
Area. I think they'll find there's plenty to do here. We have the all of the paddle boats, about 8 or 10 paddle boats now going out of the port of Echuca and going up and down the Murray River. There's also a number of people going out to have a game of golf this afternoon at Rich River Golf Club, I believe. And there's a number of people also taking the museum at the RSL Club, which is halfway between here and the Rich River Golf Club.
Those paddle boats you were talking about, they're very good. You can have a great meal as well, can't you?
There's luncheon cruises and dinner cruises right throughout, plus there's 1-hour cruises on the river, and they're all authentic steamboats.
With everyone in a good mood and with a rest day tomorrow, it looks like the Bucks night at the neighbouring sports club is going to be big. The hen is getting a special show performed by some of the fellow riders.
Great bike party, Kat. Oh, gee. Could you get the light?
Coming up, a day of rest and Roger and Kathy's magnificent wedding.
Well, a bit of a slow start on the rest day, everyone having a lay in, but plenty to see and do in this great area of Moama and Echuca, so let's go and have a look. I used to go to play here in the afternoon. The Murray River certainly is Australia's greatest river. We're very lucky to be staying over for our rest day in what has to be the most attractive and picturesque town along the Murray, Echuca, Moama. In its heyday, Echuca was a bustling, pioneering outpost. Paddle steamers ferried people and goods from southern New South Wales to Echuca, closest point to Melbourne on the Murray. Today, many of the original buildings have been lovingly restored and these days house fabulous restaurants, museums and galleries.
The countdown to the wedding is on, but we've still got time for a cruise through the wetlands.
Dusty, you've just had a tour of the Murray wetlands. What did you see?
Well, we saw actually a couple of kingfisher, a very nice little bird that I understand are very hard to spot, and we had a bit of luck spotting 2, so that was probably the highlight of the trip.
The mighty river red gum forest would be quite impressive too.
Absolutely, we did get an opportunity to go ashore and kind of look around at some of the trees.
Really would be a bit unexpected to have that sort of tour on the Big Ride.
Absolutely, Scott. It wasn't really what I had thought about when I signed up for the ride, but Bicycle New South Wales and Sydney on the Run has been very helpful in setting up a lot of activities so we can really enjoy some of the local culture and get something to do on our rest days as well.
And just up from the riverbank is the Dania Centre, where there's more for we tourists to see.
Greta Morgan, the Dania Centre has everybody fascinated. What's the purpose?
The purpose of the centre is to give them a better understanding of our local environment here, and also the local Aboriginal culture, which is the Yorta Yorta people, which I'm of. There's a lot of history right throughout the forest, from the cultural side of it, as well as the European, right from the early logging days down to the cattle today.
It's time for the big moment.
Well, a huge crowd here on the dock at Echuca and beautiful conditions for the big day. The wedding day has finally arrived and you can cut the air with a knife. It's absolutely electric. The excitement's building. The Victorian costumes look fantastic and a magnificent bride is making her way down the dock right now for the wedding. Should be very exciting.
I think probably the moment was when we came on the boat and we looked up and we saw all this mass of people up there on the wharf. It was just incredible.
Well, we'd really like to thank the Echuca Moama people for everything that they've done. It's very overwhelming. We really appreciate it. It's really made our day extra, extra special.
Well, what a moving experience this has been. A fabulous wedding, very emotional. Even the cake is in tears.
With tables and cake generously donated by the local Rich River Golf Club, the campers are able to enjoy tonight's wedding reception in luxurious comfort. It's a marvellous autumn evening and there's a tremendous wedding feast to match.
Good tucker, mate. Really beautiful, big, juicy sausage.
Rob and Wayne are two of the motorcycle police who've been escorting the ride over the last couple of days. It's their duty to ensure the happy couple are as one. Well, time for the speeches. First up is my now very close friend, Roger.
Every night, this guy's been in my bed. In America, we have a old custom. It was called a bundling board, and it was used to separate males and females when there was a shortage of beds, so obviously they wouldn't have sex. Scott has been our bundling board the last 2 or 3 nights. So, thank you, Scott.
With the formalities out of the way, it's time to celebrate with some serious dancing. I must say it's quite a sight to see 1,600 people who didn't know each other a couple of days ago come together in such a fun way. And as soon as Roger and Kathy say goodnight to all of their newfound friends, they'll finally have some quality time to themselves.
Roger, Kath, you there? Let me in. Guys, Roger, Kath, come on. Oh, don't let a wedding come between us. Let me in, come on. Well, it's all go, go, go here this morning. Plenty to do, hearty breakfast, washing up, pack up the tent, get the bike ready, do a bit of stretching, read the Bicycle Courier, our own newspaper, which is printed every night. Then you hop on the bike, and that's when you get to relax. "78 k's today on the Cobb Highway from Moama to Deniliquin, taking a while for the old muscles to warm up. Had a big night last night. Could have been something to do with the dancing at the wedding. Using a few muscles there that I haven't used before. We had a lot of fun, but now it's back to business on the bike, and we're heading for Denny."
Howard Dove and his daughter Rachel have been enjoying the country hospitality.
I've never been to so many towns where the reception has been so magnificent. It's a truly great pleasure to be in towns like this where people give you such a great reception.
Well, that was a nice ride, a bit of a cool breeze, but here we are in Denny.
Primarily, the RTA Big Ride is a great cycling adventure, but there also is a bigger purpose.
What we're trying to do is show that given we had better conditions on our roads, then more people will cycle. We know that there's a lot of people out there who would cycle if things were better for them. On this ride, we provide them with a pretty safe and secure environment. We even have a police escort, we have trained marshals, and we have radio contact all the way along the route. So in a sense, it's an opportunity for people to enjoy the best of cycling.
Coming up, the magical methods of a mystical healer from Byron Bay.
There's 1,000 ways to peel a banana, and they all work.
After a full day of enjoyable riding, there's one place on camp that's always popular.
Here we are at the House of Mystic Miracles, where the people come to have those aches and pains rubbed away. We're going to catch up with Chris from Byron Bay, who's in huge demand. He's a mystic healer and a massage specialist. Chris, what's your general philosophy when it comes to this sort of work? What are you trying to achieve with these riders?
Right, well, basically we've got to keep the people on the road and keep them happy and make it enjoyable for them. We're not able to give them a full professional workout, usually try to keep it to 20 minutes.
It's great to bring in your cycling expertise too, because I know you're one of the riders on the trip.
Yeah, well, it actually helps a lot. I did some studies in sports medicine at uni, and I did a lot of research in cycling positions and the various muscles and things they put strain on. So it's quite easy to actually look at somebody and say, "Oh, look, I bet you've been doing this or that or something else."
Chris, even though we're in the old footy club dressing rooms, you're trying to make the mood right. You've got the incense burning, you've got some aromatherapy happening as well. Probably better off in your tent back at Byron Bay.
Well, perhaps I would be. See, we've got to create a nice healing environment. To let them come in here, they've got to feel relaxed, they smell something good, something different, and hey, I'm in a different place now, I can feel good and relaxed. Half of it is giving them smiling at the patient and giving them a bit of personal attention. And whatever modalities you use from there, it's good. So a friend said to me the other day, there's 1,000 ways to peel a banana, and they all work.
Well, we'll leave Chris from Byron Bay to weave his mystical aura through the Deniliquin Football Club dressing rooms and heal as many people as he can in a night.
Each night in the brasserie, entertainment is provided as the riders socialise and enjoy their dinner. Some of the entertainment is beyond description. In fact, this Elvis impersonator...
As you know,
well, what can I say?
I'm one of the many Elvis impersonators around the world. We all try to do our best. You said it was alright, what do you know you like? You said it was alright, what do you know you like? Where you were never...
Day 6, and today is Teams Day. Coordinated costumes and silly cyclists, the order of the day.
Well, it's great to see the sun out today on Teams Day. It's a lot warmer, which is just perfect for Teams Day because we've got to get rid of those regulation lime green cycling wind cheaters and pull out our true team colours. Everyone's getting into the spirit of it too. This is the RTA team that I'm part of. We're covering 87 k's today from Deniliquin to Finley. It's the longest leg and we're going through some great dairy country. It's good to see a bit of green. Well, this ride really is a test of your endurance. Late nights, plenty of partying, some great socialising. After 6 days, as you can hear by the croakiness of my voice, it's starting to affect me, but it's just too much fun to stop. Riding's a little bit different today. We're going on the backcountry lanes through some beautiful scenery, lovely green, lush dairies, and it's very enjoyable, virtually traffic-free.
This event plays an important role by raising money to assist people with multiple sclerosis.
It's a very important fundraising event for the Multiple Sclerosis Society. Over the past 8 years that we've been involved with the event, we've raised over $1 million for the Society, and this year it looks like we'll reach our goal of $120,000, which is great.
Inspector Ted Thompson, leader of the Fire Brigade team on Teams Day. Ted, I believe you all have a pretty personal reason for coming along this time.
Yeah, we started this trip as a bit of a fun thing, to support the Big Ride. Then we found out that one of our mates from Menai, called Paul Fasson, had MS, and we saw right now we've got a real cause to go for, and we've been putting a big hearted effort into it, getting plenty of sponsorship, a lot of support from people, and we're only helping him and helping them as well.
It's great to see you all in your uniforms. It must be pretty hot and pretty hard to ride though in that sort of heavy firefighting gear.
Yes, it is, but it's worthwhile. We feel as well that this is an extra bit of an effort by us. If Paul's doing it tough, we want to do it as tough as well.
Well, here we are, finally at Finley. We're going to get into a bit of high-flying action.
A lot of the riders are making the most of the glider joy flights which have been arranged.
Finley really is the gourmet capital of Australia. We have the magnificent Sir Optimus ladies with their cakes, and now we have the St Joseph's Primary School ladies with their souvlaki. And I'm just about to taste test a bit of this to see how good it is. Nothing like a TV show to get you a free meal.
Here in Finley, we're in some prime dairy country. Neville Kidd is a local dairy farmer.
Now these cows, it's sort of like a revolving restaurant for them. They are having a little bit of a feed while they go around.
Yes, it's a small amount of grain, they get just a bit of an incentive.
Do they ever try to stay on and have an extra ride without buying another ticket?
Yes, some will come back in and try and pinch another feed of grain so as it goes round again, so yeah, that does happen from time to time.
Back in camp, and the gliders are making the most of the final minutes of light left for the day. Coming up, in search of the elusive Murray cod and paraflying 720 feet high. Chris from Byron Bay has left the massage room to help out with this morning's warm-up class in his own unique style. But it's time to haul ourselves back into the saddle.
On the road again, Finley to Mulwala, 80 k's to cover today, along a beautiful country lane, very quiet, magnificent lush rolling green pastures, inspiring stuff. Leanne, you're all rugged up there, but we're getting into some sunlight now and it's going to warm up through the day, I think.
I hope so. My fingers are frozen, my nose is dripping, but I'm having a lovely time.
That's great. Leanne, first ride?
First big ride. I've actually done a bit of touring overseas, but this is my first ride with thousands of other people.
Having a stop here at the beautiful town of Tokemwall on the banks of the mighty Murray. And really the Murray cod is legendary around here, and they grow pretty big, don't they?
I might even have a shot at catching this chap's dad later today.
Randy McLean from Canada. Randy, into day 7 of the ride, how are you enjoying it?
Oh, it's fabulous. Great trip. People are wonderful, the ride's been great.
I've talked to a few people on the recumbents. They reckon this is a good route for them.
Yeah, we don't have anything to look forward to at the end of the day. The other guys are all looking forward to getting off their bikes and walking around. We don't have that.
They're a very comfortable way to go, aren't they?
Yeah, they sure are.
It's lunchtime in the pretty riverside town of Baruga, and I'm here with the ride's spiritual guide.
you enjoying looking after the spiritual well-being of the riders?
Well, put it this way, I think I've been in the pub more times than they've been in church. Although I managed to get them to church one day because we had morning tea in one of those church halls back there further on.
But for the grace of God, you may not be here after a bit of a bingle over the handlebars today.
Yeah,
buckle the front wheel.
Yeah, I sort of went right over the top, and not a scratch on me, but the wheel has been sort of straightened out a little bit, but I've got to get a new one when I get into camp, yeah.
Obviously, somebody's watching over him.
Well, after 80 Ks in the saddle, here we are at Mulwala. And they've got a magnificent lake here. It looks really good. It's the mecca for cod fishermen. So I'll change the cycling duds, put on the old fishing trousers and see if we can catch a few.
The mighty Murray cod is renowned throughout Australia for growing to enormous sizes, over 100 pounds in the old scale, and Lake Mulwala is a beautiful spot to try to catch one. The Murray cod loves to live in amongst the snags and submerged trees throughout the lake. The lake was created when part of the river was dammed. They started clearing the trees within the area that was to become the reservoir, but underestimated how quickly the lake would fill up, leaving all of this ideal cod habitat. Unfortunately, in spite of ideal conditions, old man Murray cod must have seen us coming. A bit further up the lake, and some of the riders are enjoying the scene from a cruise boat. And young Glenn from Coffs Harbour is about to take in the sights from a higher perspective.
Glenn, they tell me this is the highest one in Australia. It goes up over 750 feet and more.
Should be a good view then, shouldn't it?
Should be indeed. And you're not too worried about anything?
No, not really. Nothing should happen, I hope.
You were a bit worried about getting wet before, weren't you?
No, I just didn't want to get too cold.
You've been a pretty active MS fundraiser as well, they tell me.
Yeah, raised a little over $1,000 up to date, yeah.
That's good. And how old are you?
16 on Monday.
What a goose.
What a buzz.
How was that, mate?
Oh, awesome. Awesome. Hey, what, I'm coming back to do it again.
Back at the camp briefing, Barbara seems somewhat excited that the rider's stopping here at Mulwala, Yarrawonga.
It is just fabulous to have you here. I've met most of you in the main street or waved to you on the road. Please come back to us. We call it here, Yarrawonga is a place to linger longer.
Before you go, how does that song go, Linger Longer in Yarrawonga? Does anyone know it?
And when we're back again to Yarrawonga, I'll linger stronger.
Still to come, the final night party and a big finish in Albury. A crisp morning has arrived for the final full day's riding.
Well, into the last full day of riding now, and it's a little sad because you begin to realise that it's all going to come to an end tomorrow. 71 Ks to go today. To how long? How long? And then the big last night party, which is taking the riverboat theme. So we better see if we can dig out a bit of fancy dress gear to make us part of the crowd.
Aha, here are some familiar faces.
I've been looking for your bedroom,
I've been keeping it a secret. Just so you wouldn't come along and knock on our door.
Well, now you're married, I guess that's okay, although I do feel a bit left out. But how's the honeymoon, Roger?
Oh, it's going great. 4 days and we're still together.
Gee, that's gone quickly, hasn't it?
Oh, very quickly. The ride's going too quickly. It really is. We're almost to the last day here, and we're going to be real disappointed because we've made a lot of new friends that we're not going to get to see for a while. Maybe we'll come back and renew some of those friendships.
Of course, one of the great joys of cycling is that feeling one has of being close to nature.
Nature call. Hello, nature. Rusty's zipping along here at about 30 k's per hour. Rusty, doesn't matter what level of cycling ability you've got, you'll enjoy this ride, I think.
Oh yeah, I mean, I normally ride a bit faster than this. It's just I hit the grog a bit too much last night. That's why I'm taking it pretty easy. There's some people here that are just going along 15 k's. That's fine. I'll just take a bit longer to get there. Less time to spend at the pub.
This is our final stop for the week before the big finish in Albury tomorrow. And How Long has opened their arms to welcome us. It's not a big town. How Long has 2 hotels and a few shops in between.
It's great to see the local kids helping out the campers. They're a bit weary after riding all the way today, 71 k's from Mulwala. But we've got the local scouts putting up the tents, and we've got a couple of little fellas here who look pretty similar. As a matter of fact, they're identical twins. What's the chance of that in a town of 250?
To our knowledge, we're the only ones.
This has been a really great holiday, but a great holiday is not complete, in my opinion, until you've played around.
The Murray River region boasts some of Australia's best golf courses. Even a small town like How Long has a course which is an absolute pleasure to play. Even when I play around with myself, I feel like a winner.
Yes!
And now it's off to the mini metropolis of How Long for one last dance with 1,600 friends. The final morning. It's a little slow and a little quiet after another big night on the RTA Big Ride.
There you go.
Well, it's hard to believe, but we're into the last day into Albury. Seems like just yesterday we were at Barham. It's been a sensational ride, and the thing that's really made it has been the hospitality of the people along the way. The people of the Murray are just great. This final 30 k's, it's time for us all to reflect on the great week we've had, and a lot of people are already saying where we're going next year. It's one of those events, once you've done one, you just keep coming back for more. This is number 4 for me, and I love it.
One of the great moments of the whole ride is right now at the very end. The thrill of riding in together into the finish with 1,600 new friends is quite extraordinary. Everyone has their own special feelings about the week.
A feeling of friendship, warm, I guess we're a really warm feeling amongst all these people that we've known and slept with in various tents from time to time.
Hungover, sad, lost my voice, tired, but wonderful. I'll be back next year.
But it's just been great, and everyone's worked really well as a team together.
The great part about it, I don't think I've heard anybody grizzle about anything all week. It's absolutely phenomenal. Normally you get a few people that always got something to grizzle about, but not on this ride.
What about a highlight, Glenn?
Highlight, probably hanging 720 feet above Lake Mulwala.
It's just the energy of the whole thing's it's kept us all going. It would be wonderful if we could all live like this all the time.
I've been in the Fire Brigade 36 years, and I honestly can't think of a higher time of my life. To have 8 firemen in their full outfits coming down the street, 4 abreast, finishing a ride where we've endured a lot of hard work. We've been through some great times, and all the people and all the friends that we've made on the trip has just been sensational. I thought I'd come back on a big high, and what's happened now is I've got really emotional about it, to the point I sort of broke down. I'm sorry to finish it.
Well, there it is, 9 days of fun, of friendship, sometimes a sore backside. Unless you've done it, you really don't know how emotional this time is. It's been a wonderful ride, and I'll be back again.